In April 2023, we were invited to an unusual anniversary, an alabaster wedding. In other words, the celebration of a 75th birthday. Given the current life expectancy under our skies, reaching the age of 75 is quite an achievement. But when we're not talking about 75 years of a person's life, but 75 years of a man's reign, this already singular event takes on a whole new dimension. 75 years of reign. Wow. And the questions keep coming. Who is it? How is this possible? Where does this take place? How do we get there? And how long does it take? Goulfey. This is the venue for the event. So our team hits the road to witness this incredible anniversary. Starting from Yaoundé, it's a real journey. No fewer than 4 regions to cross, at least 20 towns to visit, and almost all of Cameroon's landscapes and climates to experience. It is a long way to go, a very long way. 1,800 kilometers to cover, more than half of it in a public transport bus. There are plenty of roadside checkpoints, which fortunately allow sore legs to move around a bit to get the blood flowing. The key word is patience. So, in order to be patient, we are familiarizing ourselves with Goulfey, the age-old town lovingly described to us by our correspondent, the chairman of the Communications Commission of the organizing committee for this incredible anniversary, Mr. Abaka Abadam.
It is the last traditional chieftaincy in Cameroon when you go from south to north because the lakeside area is shared between Cameroon, Chad, Niger and Nigeria. And the Sultanate of Goulfey has the largest area because the Sultanate extends all the way to Lake Chad. The Sultanate of Goulfey covers an area of almost 1,500 square kilometers with a cosmopolitan population comprising the Kotokos, Arabs, Muslims, Massas, Nigerians, Nigerians, Chadians, Beninese, who are here because it's a fishing zone. For me, the Sultanate of Goulfey is an island of peace in a country that has sometimes experienced difficulties in this area. But today, everything is back to normal and people live in harmony here in the Sultanate of Goulfey.
The mayor of Goulfey, Mr. Barka Mahamat, was also quick to praise the spirit of participation that prevails in his municipality, which has been honored by this unique event.
We are celebrating a birthday, but it's a special kind of birthday. We are celebrating the 75th birthday of a living legend. The event is ours. The council is at the center, and every citizen of the Sultanate of Goulfey feels involved. It's not the Sultan's event, it's the whole Sultanate's event. And the council is at the center of it all and available for any activity to promote this event.
Marwa is an important stage on the route. A change of vehicle is required to complete the journey. The most appropriate vehicles for the near-desert environment we are entering and which have conquered the road transport sector are the Peugeot 504 models supplied by neighboring Nigeria and technically upgraded. The 504 is driving much faster, and we are 5 to 6 hours from the end of the journey instead of the usual 9 hours by coach. We embarked with 2 other companions, one of whom turned out to be the chief medical officer of the Goulfey District Hospital. To fill the time, the conversation turns to current affairs in the town, which is expecting a large influx of people, both local and foreign, which justifies the special mobilization of the health district.
I have been stationed at the Goulfey Health District since 2016. Over the course of 7 years, my duties have included overseeing patient care at the hospital and managing health district operations with imperative of regular reporting to MARA on the district activities such as vaccination and trichiasis surgery campaigns. Data from these campaigns are meticulously documented and submitted to the regional level for compilation and subsequent transmission to the national level.
Qui a aussi le rôle de compiler tous les rapports des districts et envoyer au niveau national.
The Goulfey District Hospital's current staffing situation with only 1 doctor is inadequate to meet the healthcare needs of the population. Since I came here, I have seen doctors come and go. Some assumed duties, but left thereafter. Others spent a month or 2, but rarely has a doctor spent more than 6 months here in the Goulfey Health District.
Goulfey, at last, 48 hours after our departure, we're on site.
We are celebrating a man, and this man is a legend in the sense that he was inducted in 1947. So what does that mean? We are witnessing an event that's over 4 decades old, and not just anyone can witness that. As Providence would have it, we are the eyewitnesses to this event and will be the first to tell our grandchildren about it.
The 65th anniversary that we are celebrating today is a second celebration that we are holding for the Sultan, because 25 years ago we celebrated 50 years of his reign. We thought it was exceptional, but today we think it's extraordinary. That's why we decided to celebrate him, because when you have certain indicators, certain parameters, You think that the celebration is completely normal when someone is 89 years old and has spent 75 years of that age as a sultan. It means that he has spent his whole life on the throne. So it's to give thanks to God and to pay homage to him, because this man sacrificed his whole life for us, for his community. And so we said, if he dies and we pay him this tribute, he wouldn't know. We decided to pay him a tribute while he is still alive, because today, if you go to anywhere in the world, His Majesty Ali Mahamat is on his way to becoming the most senior traditional chief on the throne, not just in Cameroon, but in the world. The Sultan has decided just a few days before his feast day to fill all the vacant positions of notability and also to reward certain people he believes to be useful to the Sultanate who should be around him.
Sultan, Sultan.
Les nominés doivent faire 3 tours pour le commencement de la cour, de l'esplanade de l'événement pour leur rituel. Ceci déjà étant entamé pour le premier groupe où le nominé c'est M. Ali Alhaj, ont déjà fait 2 tours. Je crois qu'au 3e tour, ils vont marquer un temps d'arrêt pour la suite, n'est-ce pas, de la cérémonie.
We are often told that in the life of every human being there is birth, marriage, and death. The first and last events are taken care of by others. You have marriage, where you organize yourself. But this is an exceptional event because it comes about by the will of God Almighty and the will of His Majesty Sultan Ali Mahamat, Sultan of Goulfey. He was kind enough to elevate me and honor me, along with my entire family, with the title of Madam. Madam means special advisor to His Majesty. As you can imagine, His Majesty, who will be celebrating 75 years of reign tomorrow, and I, who may be one of his great-grandsons at the age of 50, being made one of his advisors is an exceptional mark in anyone's life.
Ali, madam, Ali, Madam Ali Alaji.
En termes de
In terms of responsibilities and honorability, it has to be said that this is quite important. In terms of responsibilities, it means that to manage public affairs, His Majesty needs advisors around him, whether in the social, cultural, or economic spheres, and I'm certainly forgetting others. So it's a heavy responsibility managing all these people, and he's already been doing it for practically, as we've said, 75 years. And we are going to support him as much as we can, as long as God gives us the breath to ensure that his reign goes smoothly. In addition to my title, Madam, I have been the national president of the Sao Cultural Association, which brings together the 7 Kotoko sultanates of Cameroon for almost 2 years now. And to top it all, His Majesty has kindly given me a place with him so that I can contribute in my own way to the running of the Sultanate's affairs. History tells us that this is a very, very powerful Sultanate, because in reality, they are the descendants of the Sao, an ancient people recognized even in writing at international level. They are a warlike people, very large in stature, and you understand that when we say warlike, we mean conquest of territory. And so, the most recent history, in particular that which begins with this dynasty of Jagara, with the Battle of Kuseri 1900, which fought the slave owner Rabat. And so, as a reward to the Sultan for all that he did to drive out Rabat, he was entrusted with the Sultanate of Goulfey, a Sultanate of first degree, quite vast in area. Today, with the administrative divisions, it covers the districts of Goulfey and Blangua. It borders Lake Chad on the south side with the Sultanate of Kuseri, on the other side, the Sultanate of Makari. So it's quite an important sultanate in the organization of our traditional chieftaincies, and we are proud to be one of the sons of this sultanate. I believe that if there is one people who have been able to ensure the generational transition, it is the Kotoko people. They are an ancient people. They had their rights, their cults, etc. And with the arrival of the Islamic religion and then of modernity, they were able to adapt so that all these could fit together and live harmoniously. Everything that is unnatural has certainly disappeared, because there are certain traditions which, with the passage of time, the men who perpetuated them no longer exist. Others have been able to pass them on. But today we have a major challenge, that of being able to transcribe all these in writing to leave something for posterity. I believe that this is a challenge that we are going to throw down to our sons so that we can write down this culture and so that future generations can benefit from these age-old traditions that make up.
We leave the newly promoted man to rejoice peacefully with his family and take advantage of the time that separates us from the next event to go and have a close look at the remains of this centuries-old civilization that all the sons of the soil know so well.
The Kotokos, like other ethnic groups, have people from the diaspora. Even though the Shari, which shares borders with Chad, was only heard during colonization, we have our brothers on the other side. This morning, I greeted someone in Arabic. I could greet him in Kotoko because I know he is Kotoko, like me. We have an association that we call the Sao Cultural Association, which brings together Kotokos from as far as Ghana, Nigeria, Chad. In the border area, I cross, and when I'm in Jamena, speak my language with my brothers. And I have brothers who are Chadians and have very high responsibilities. When there is an event that concerns the community, everyone mobilizes. Everyone is mobilized and borders fall. We no longer talk about borders, we talk about community. So for the Sultan, when we add up all the Kotoko Sultans, we are talking about Mandelia, who are all from Chad. But culturally, we are all together. They are our brothers. It is an initiative of our development committee overseen by members of the elite who are the driving force, but who have involved everyone in the process. We have organized ourselves. We have set up an organizing committee with 8 to 9 commissions, a general commission to oversee communication, finance, logistics, infrastructure, culture, safety, health. We have organized ourselves.
The parade of different delegations invited to the festival will take hours. We are flying one of them to visit Dr. Musa Sajo as promised.
What comforts me the most here in Goulfey is that in the 7 years I've been here, I've been conducting surgical operations in the block that I contributed to set up. Before, nobody had done it here in Goulfey, and we've recorded no case of death ever since. That's the first thing. Secondly, this is a community that I know. I hail from Logon and Chari. Part of me is from there. Some elites assist me and encourage me to remain here, telling me this is really a home. All of that is truly rewarding. When the district hospital in Mada closed, I received cases from all over. Even from Jamena, and now many people from Chad know me. They've come here for surgical operations from Chad and even from Mada. That's comforting too. We are not connected to the Eneo electricity network, nor to the water supply system, but we do have our own little solar system that provides us with electricity at all times, as well as a water tower that provides us with water when we need it, which is essential for life. The celebration of the 25th anniversary of His Majesty Ali Muhammad's accession to the throne is a source of pride for us. There haven't really been any chief who have truly achieved this record. It really speaks to us. It's Logon and Shari that is truly being honored. So for us, it is an event that retraces the history of the Kotoko people, but also the history of the whole Cameroon. Goulfey is honored, Bodo is honored, Marwa is honored, the far north region in general, and Cameroon as a whole is honored. These are rare individuals who have had to spend such a record amount of time in the traditional judiciary. So I'm pleased about that. I'm encouraging this event, and that's why I have been at work since we started. We've had to hold a lot of meetings. Even this morning, since 7 o'clock, we've been holding a debriefing meeting to deploy the teams on the field to ensure optimum health coverage for the event.
The event. The famous event.
I had a chat with the Sultan of Goulfey when we got up to speed with the media coverage of this event. When I came back to see him, he said, "God bless you, because a little chief in a local village is now known to everyone, and it's thanks to you." A village can be a small village, but when it is sovereign, has a history, it's important to publicize it.
We're living this incredible anniversary to the full.
The man we are celebrating has a sort of multidimensional role. A man with many facets. What does that mean? He adapts to situations and contingencies, which means that he doesn't just dwell on his role as a traditional chief. He has a foot in political life, from the UNC to the CPDM. What does that mean? In a way, he is a combination of tradition, administration, and modernity. And he adapts to situations and people. As you know, each generation has a mission, and he adapts to each mission of that generation. This is a man who has lived through 3 and 4 generations. He has adapted to each stage, so he is not surprised by change. He always advises that you have to adapt to the environment, to the specificities. You can't be static. You have to be dynamic. And it's the same message that I also pass on to my constituents and my people, telling them that this father, we must follow in his footsteps.
We have invited around 40, and we think we are going to pass 20 at least, who have been here since last night. This morning, others will arrive because some of them slept in Kuseri to get here this morning. So let's say at least 30 traditional rulers will be here. I will remind you that the Sultan of Goulfey is the president of the Far North Regional Branch of the Association of Traditional Chiefs of Cameroon. So he was keen to invite all his colleagues, and beyond that, all his friends, the traditional chiefs. There will be at least 30 of them.
It is a great party. Clearly, it was a great success. It's not unusual to see a man celebrated during his lifetime. In the case of a monarch, it's even very common under our skies. But the enthusiasm, the mobilization, the fervor, and the sincerity of the people on this occasion make us understand that this monarch is very special.
On the occasion of the commemoration of the 75th anniversary of his enthronement, on behalf of the community of Imams of the Sultanate of Goulfey, which I represent here, I have the honor and pleasure of presenting to you my greetings and my sincere gratitude for the acts of solidarity and compassion that you express whenever necessary towards our Sultanate. To this end, I take this memorable, unforgettable and historic occasion to pray to the Almighty God to grant His Majesty Erhat Ali Muhammad health, happiness and longevity. I also pray him to grant our Sultanate peace, stability and sustainable development.
We are honored to know the reasons why, through the speech of the President of the Organizing Committee, Mr. Abaka Ahmad.
Devenu sultan à 13 ans, au dernier trimestre de l'année 1947.
He became sultan at the age of 13 in the last quarter of 1947. And from 1951, at the age of 17, he made schooling for the children of this sultanate a priority. And he gave all that he could not receive due to a combination of circumstances. The method used, which was intended to be participatory, consisted of prescribing for each district, each village and each region a number of pupils to be enrolled annually in the rural school, which later became the main school, before very recently becoming a public school. I'm one of those children who were forcibly enlisted in my father's absence to work for our neighborhood. It was 1964 and there were 5 of us. The other comrades are almost all still alive.
Le Sultan tenait tellement à ce pari sur l'éducation.
The Sultan was so keen on this gamble on education, and not only on the education of these children, that he even created a boarding school within his palace to accommodate children from the hinterland who had no ties to the village, where they were housed, fed, and cared for at the princess's expense. 75 years on, he can legitimately be proud of having produced something that very few leaders of his category have managed to achieve. That is, to provide the nation with well-trained, sharp, competent, seasoned, honest, and ethical executives in all the corridors of the administration.
Compétent, aguerri, honnête, éthique, et ce dans tous les couloirs de l'administration. Écoutez, du simple maître auxiliaire au professeur d'université.
Listen to this. From the simple auxiliary master to the university professor, from the soldier to the general, from the simple health agent, human or animal, to the doctor, from the customs guide to the customs inspector, from the state agent to the civil administrator, from the field agent to the engineer, from the simple administrative agent to the member of the government, from the fuel vendor on the street corner to the petrochemical engineer, from the tablet retailer on the street to doctor of pharmacy.
À l'ingénieur pétrochimiste, du détaillant de comprimés de la rue au docteur en pharmacie, du compteur du quartier.
From the storyteller in the neighborhood to professor historians, I say all the corridors of the administration.
Et pour tout cela, toute la population du sultanat associée à ses enfants.
And for all this, the entire sultanate, together with its children, now referred to as the elite, say to you, Your Majesty, a heartfelt thank you.
Voici l'homme que nous célébrons et qui n'a même pas eu la chance d'aller.
This is the man we are celebrating, who didn't even have the chance to go as far as the Certificat d'études primaires indigènes. Personally, I learned from him that to be happy, you have to have everything buried deep inside you, that which cannot be bought. That is to say, love, friendship, gratitude, forgiveness, serenity, and a clear conscience.
Le pardon, la sérénité et la conscience tranquille.
The other officials' speeches added to the beauty of the picture by adding their own personal colors.
His Majesty Ali Muhammad, Sultan of Goulfey, has always been at the heart of the socio-cultural and economic development of his area of jurisdiction. A man with a big heart, he has never been indifferent to the problems that arise in our communities. Perhaps this is why the Almighty has set aside so many years for him to continue his mission as a shepherd. May Allah continue to watch over him and grant him many more years on the throne.
The great Sultanic family of Goulfey feels particularly honored by your impressive, pleasant, and enthusiastic presence. Having come in great numbers as guests, visitors, onlookers, and tourists, we hope that you all feel like this special guest of honor, the Sultan, in whose honor you have braved the distance, the pitiful state of the road, the dust, the harshness of the climate. He is celebrating his 75th years on the throne. This single figure sums up everything about this man, this patriarch, this respectable character, this illustrious personality. I don't think I need to tell you anymore, as everyone can easily imagine what they could say about him.
Imaginez ce qu'il pourrait dire de lui.
À travers plus de 75 ans de règne,
through more than 75 years of reign in the service of the Cameroonian community and nation, His Majesty Ali Muhammad has demonstrated permanent and unfailing leadership of the population and respect for republican values. This has enabled him to consolidate territorial integrity, peace, social cohesion, and living together. This has been possible thanks to his dynamism, his balanced approach, and his ability to listen. On a traditional level, he is a man of unity who preaches by example. And spares no effort to apply the values of tolerance and forgiveness. It is important to note his personal commitment to promoting the development of his department and Sultanate. and his constant concern for the authorities in the process of consolidating peace and peaceful cohabitation.
Et de la cohabitation pacifique. Le secrétaire général de notre parti,
the General Secretary of our party, sent a letter of congratulations to His Majesty, who is celebrating 75 years of reign today.
Votre parcours exceptionnel.
Your exceptional career deserves to be celebrated.
Il est un motif de satisfaction.
It is a source of satisfaction for you and honors your sultanate and Cameroon.
Il est la preuve que vous régnez avec sagesse et justice.
It is proof that you rule with wisdom and justice, making you a beloved leader of your community and a source of inspiration to our compatriots.
Just a few more touches to this luminous picture, and this harmonious collective work can finally be completed and be no more than a memory, but not just any memory. A place of choice awaits it in the rich historical heritage of the mythical city.
Votre Majesté, vous avez jusqu'ici été pour nous un exemple.
Your Majesty, up to now you have been an example for us, a reference. You were and have remained a real beacon for countless people. You have done everything to be and remain the symbol of the unity and cohesion of your people. You have been and remain this icon whose word and presence, gaze and memory are powerful stimulants for your people. You have never ceased to be this leader with whom the people feel this tremendous sense of strength and security. This is why all these personalities, these people, these populations have come from everywhere to recognize you and to give thanks to the Almighty for your 75 years, 5 months, and 117 days on the throne. That is 25,518 days since 28th December 1947, the day of your enthronement in the presence of the 20th Subdivision Chief of Fort Furu, Mr. Guépion Michel. Our father to us all, our revered Sultan, our guide, our lighthouse, our point of reference, we simply say thank you. Thank you for encouraging us to be correct, upright, and ethical citizens. Thank you for encouraging us to be honest, courteous, and respectful of the public good, and therefore the common good. Thank you for instilling in us a taste for effort, excellence, and perfection. Thank you for everything. Happy Alabaster Wedding.
Et donc du bien commun. Merci d'avoir incrusté en nous le goût de l'effort, de l'excellence et de la perfection. Merci pour tout. Heureuse noces d'Albert.
Every celebration has an aftermath, which sometimes turns out to be as interesting as the event itself. For this incredible anniversary too, there was an aftermath, a beautiful tomorrow.
In 1947, when I was just 12 years old, I was inducted and given my induction decree. But I was appointed a representative to take over while I was still studying. It was exactly in 1950 that I was given the real power so that I could manage myself with my own conscience.
50 exactement, qu'on m'a remis le vrai pouvoir, que je puisse moi-même gérer de ma propre conscience. Nous avons eu à collaborer.
We have had to work with the French administrative authorities, and our collaboration has always been good. We haven't had any problems with them.
Quand je vois toute cette population-là,
when I see all these people gathered at the Place des Fêtes, the administrative authorities, the political authorities, the traditional chiefs from Cameroon, North Cameroon, Chad, the traditional Arab chiefs, the traditional chiefs from all the components of the Sultanate of Goulfey.
pour exprimer ma satisfaction.
I don't even have the words to express my satisfaction. I really don't have the words. Thank you is not enough, and I can't find another word to replace thank you. I can't say that I'm more intelligent than everyone else, but I listen to the counselors. The notables are next to me. The families next to me. Every time there is a delicate problem, we get together and find a solution. It's not just me, it's a community.
C'est une communauté. La population.
The people and elite of the Sultanate of Goulfey did everything they could to satisfy their Sultan, and they did.
Leur sultan. Ils ont fait.
Yaoundé, 1,800 kilometers to cover again. 48 hours of non-stop travel to experience all over again. But this trip won't be the same because we're not the same. In the meantime, we've had this incredible anniversary.